I am so excited for a number of reasons for today's video, and let's get right into it. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we have the Player Cup 2 champion, Zach Lesage, here to play some webcam matches and absolutely school me, teach us a couple of things in the process too. He's going to be playing an interesting single prize deck that I think a lot of people are excited for. Also, huge announcement, this is the first time I get to say it public, I am now affiliated with Dragon Shield. So if you're in the market for some sleeves, whether it be the classic or matte sleeves, or you just want to make your own custom sleeves, Dragon Shield has you covered. They have a ton of products, and if you use the link in the video description, you help me out, right? By using that link, I get a little bit of kickback, which means I can make more and better content for you guys. So if you're in the market for some TCG accessories, then no better place than Dragon Shield. So again, check that link in the video description. Speaking of video description stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. It helps tell YouTube that this is a good channel and other people should watch it. You should also check out Zach Lesage's YouTube and socials. We also have the Shuffle Squad, the competitive group that he's a part of, their socials and YouTube in the video description as well. So with all that out of the way, let's get into some webcam gameplay. Zach, welcome back to the channel.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm stoked to be here, and I'm more excited to be playing some new Brilliant Stars decks. I mean, our Fusion Strike format's coming to an end. I'm sure a lot of us are kind of happy about that. And whenever there's a new set dropping in Pokemon, I think the morale of the players and everyone gets excited to play. It's a super exciting time.
I am very excited for Brilliant Stars, mostly because I'm tired of Mew and Jolteon just being the thing. Like, that's all this format has been recently, is Mew, Jolteon, a little bit of Duraludon, a little bit of whatever. But Brilliant Stars is bringing some interesting decks, and you are playing, I mean, this came out in Chilling Reign, but you're playing an upgraded or updated version of Rapid Strike Malamar.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be playing Malamar today. It gains a couple of little things from Brilliant Stars. So Manaphy's one, you mentioned Jolteon. Maybe that helps the matchup out a little bit more. I'm not entirely convinced that Manaphy just outright stops Rapid Strike or Jolteon, but I do have it in the deck right now because we do have ways to get it back. So single prize card decks have a great way of using that card. There's also the new Cynthia card from this set that allows you to draw some extra cards, very similar to Bruno, but it might allow me to kind of power through some of those larger knockouts that I need to get by drawing more cards. So I think Malamar's in a good position. Don't necessarily know if it's going to be the best single prize card deck that's in the Brilliant Stars era, but it is one of the ones that holds some of the most potential. So that's really where I'm excited to learn a little bit more today.
So you mentioned a couple of things that I want to touch on, but before I forget, you said that you're not sure if Malamar is going to be the best single prize deck. If you had a guess, aside from Malamar, what do you think has the most potential as a single prize deck?
I mean, I could probably go on for a while. I think there's basically two ways that you could go. We're either going in the side of control/mill. So with Floatzel coming out and Durant getting access to double turbo energy, I'm not saying that those are the same deck by any means. I'm just saying those are kind of a different category of deck. There's a part of the community that might go that way. I think that there's a large part of the community that's excited for Mad Party to come back. I think that's definitely going to be an exciting deck. Now, while it's not necessarily a traditional single prize card deck, but in a lot of ways it is, I think that the Sableye V/Galarian, Weezing Galarian, Moltres Dark Box deck, that one's probably going to end up becoming the best. But I don't necessarily know its entire matchup spread against Arceus-based decks. So, like I said, years of testing in front of me, and Salt Lake City is just a few short weeks away for those people who are going.
Which, so we talked about, before we move on to Salt Lake City and testing and preparing, you mentioned that you don't think Jolteon and Rapid Strike Urshifu are going to suddenly just implode, rather, because of the presence of Manaphy. And I don't know why people think that they will. I understand the argument of Jolteon taking a bigger hit than Rapid Strike, but and you would know just as well as someone who played and won the championship, the Player Cups too, that Rapid Strike Urshifu went on to win Player Cup 3, 4, Player Cup Invitational with Bench Barrier Mew and Mewtwo Mew GX all in the format. Granted, we did have Jirachi GX with the Psychic barrier, ability, but still, I mean, bench barrier is still there. So, what do you say to people who think that Jolteon and Rapid Strike are just absolute trash now?
I think it's one of those things where a lot of people like to make a lot of opinions, and the ones who are usually the loudest are the ones that might need to pipe down a little bit. That's fine. We all are allowed to hold our things. Like, there's a reason why I'm playing Manaphy in my deck. Like, I don't want to say that Manaphy might not be an answer, but I think, again, until it becomes factor concrete, you're completely right. We've had bench barrier Pokemon in the past. Is it a hindrance? Yeah, 100%. I'd rather not be playing against one if I had access to Jolteon. I think Jolteon would eat up a lot of these single prize card decks, as it truly does. Same thing with Rapid Strike. But there's a lot of factors when it comes down to it. And I mean, that doesn't say that Jolteon doesn't have quick shooting Inteleon. It doesn't have that Thunder Spear or whatever its first attack is that it could use on the active Pokemon. It could knock out the Manaphy in the active Pokemon. And if your opponent cannot recover from that, they're going to struggle throughout the entire game. And I mean, even in the terms of like Rapid Strike Pokemon, there's also that Medicham. Damage counters are different than damage. Right. So there's sneaky ways to get around it. And I think that maybe Manaphy is a short-term answer. Maybe it is the answer. I think it's always good to put an asterisk towards any early thoughts, because otherwise you're going to likely end up being wrong. So I think it's one of those things where Manaphy is cool. It's a welcome addition to the game. I don't necessarily think it solves our problems the way that some might think that we solve those problems.
The last thing I want to talk about before we start playing this game is, you mentioned Salt Lake City's coming up rapidly, and there are going to be people who it might be their first regionals. For me, I've never been to a regional event before. I know you might be like, oh, this well-rounded player, how could he have never? But I've never been to a regionals, and so people like myself who maybe don't have the experience behind us, how do we prepare for a regionals? How do we play test a deck? What's some advice you might be able to give?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is probably just being understanding of the deck that you're bringing and why you're bringing it. In terms of understanding matchups, I think it's a great idea to do a lot of testing on yourself. There's a lot of resources online, such as the available decks on the playlimitless.com, such as the endless list of amazing content creators in our game. There's also Trainer Hill that will show you some matchup data. I think there's a lot of things that you could do to prepare outside of just playtesting. But I think being understanding of what's going on in the metagame, understanding of tournament etiquette. If you don't necessarily know all the rules for regionals, you might find yourself having a bad time. I know, I don't necessarily want to turn it into some kind of political debate, but if you are not fully vaccinated, that's something that would be a surprise if you tried to attend a regionals, and you'd probably be more upset. So make sure that you follow, even if you are vaccinated, make sure that you're vaccinated within, I think it's the last 7 months as per the new policy. Otherwise, you need your booster, because I know some people don't necessarily have their booster yet. Make sure that you have your testing, that you have an appropriate face mask. There are some things that you could do before you enter that can increase your chances of being able to even play in the events. So just make sure that you read a little bit of everything. Same thing with the rules, same thing with the penalties, because you never know when you're going to find yourself in those situations. And that's not to say to be like a rules lawyer or anything else like that, but it's a good idea to understand the whole grasp of things when it comes to an event. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a position where you might be at the mercy of a ruling that you didn't necessarily understand. I mean, I'll put it like this. I drive a car. I know most of the rules of the road. If there's something I'm not necessarily brushed up on, I think we've all had that moment where we're driving, we're like, what's that sign mean? That's when you're going to get the ticket. That's when the cop's going to get you. So I don't think you want to have any unfortunate run-ins with a judge. Since the first regional's back, I think there's going to be a lot of awkwardness is probably the best thing to put it like that.
Yeah.
So see how it goes, and I just wish everyone the best of luck in their journey.
Yeah, I'm upset I'm not going to be at Salt Lake City. But yeah, it's definitely going to be, I think, a little awkward for a lot of players who only played in the online ever. Mostly myself. I played in the past, but I never played big competitions. I played locals and maybe 1Ks and stuff. But it's going to be an interesting for sure. And if you are going to Salt Lake, well, then make sure that you all the links are in the video description, but make sure you check out Zach's YouTube channel, The Shuffle Squad. They put out amazing content. Zach plays through some of the most competitive decks, talks about what's doing well, what we can predict, what we can expect, and not only what those decks are, but how to play them. So if you want to learn a particular deck, you want to get some information on maybe what your opponents might be playing. It's not just what you're playing. You have to know what your opponent's strategy is. Definitely go check out Zach's channel. Now, with all that out of the way, why don't we go play some Pokemon? Let's, I'll give it a little cut, you know, just to do.
Do you want me to cut on my side as well, or?
No, this is super casual. I don't really.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Okay. I don't care if you see my hand in the camera and stuff. Like
Same. I'm not looking towards your hand either.
None of that matters.
Hopefully, you see a bunch of Rapid Strike cards in my hands.
I mean, I do not like where this is going right now, if I'm being honest, but...
And just to double check, you did hit record, right?
Oh, yes, yeah, we've been recording.
Okay, cool. We don't want to have any more, any of that. Okay, so you're going first, we're gonna go like that, we're all good. And I have a basic Pokemon.
Alright. Starting off real strong on my part, and I'll draw for turn. We'll quick ball away the Urshifu VMax because we are not going to need it in this matchup. And we're just going to get ourselves a Houndour, I think. That's really the only thing I need.
Gotcha.
And I think that's honestly... Maybe, yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do for now. I don't need to do anything else. So you're up.
Okay, cool. I'm going to pick up for my turn. Oh, this ain't bad. I'm just gonna go for an Inkay. Level Ball, search. Should have played Level Ball first, but that's okay. What else do I want to search for here? I think the play is searching for this. So the new Minccino.
Yeah, with the call for family.
Yeah, it's nice to have that like built in. It's those little things that could add up. I love these sleeves, but the glare on them is unreal right now.
Well, which sleeves are those?
These are the new Ultra Pro Eclipse. I think they're matte.
I see. Well, if I have trouble seeing what you're playing, because I'm watching in like what others would watch.
Sure.
So if I have trouble seeing the card, I will let you know.
Yeah. I know that there's certain like angles. It's the unfortunate blessing of being in front of this entire window. I have a gigantic, pretty much like glass wall in front of me. So no matter what I do, I can't necessarily block it out. But looks pretty.
I have a wall, a window directly to my right, and
okay.
I had to buy like a piece of plywood, and I put some of like that sound reducing foam, and then blackout curtains to try to like control the lighting.
I might have to do that. We might be running to Walmart later on. I'm gonna go ahead and attach there. I'm gonna go for a spinning attack. Okay. So I think you have weakness.
I do.
And yeah. So we're gonna hit you for 40 damage. Hit you where it hurts. Single strike Urshifu.
Seriously, how much HP does Inkay have? Just so I know.
I have 50 HP, so I'm running real low.
All right. So let's draw for turn. This could not have gone better. We'll play this out first. I'll throw a tower down. We'll attach this single strike energy. And I will tower away an Umbreon VMax to draw 2.
Sure.
And... This is where things get a little dicey, but I don't have much choice. Well, Air Balloon, so I can retreat. And I can go ahead and take the knockout, but I don't think I want to. I think I need to evolve just to try to make it a little harder for you to knock me out next turn.
Gotcha.
And in order to do that now, I do have to single strike Roar. Unfortunately...
And Houndoom has, what, 130 HP?
130, yes.
Okay, cool.
And that's all I can do for the turn. I mean, he has 110 now that I take the 20 from single strike Roar, but...
Yeah.
And I'll just Darkness Fang and take the KO.
Okay, so that's doing way more than enough for the knockouts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's what you get for damaging my Urshifu.
Oh, yeah. I feel ya. We're gonna go for, Fog Crystal.
Here comes that basic Psychic Energy.
Yeah. Gonna be going right back into the deck.
Sure.
I'm gonna go for Evolution Incense.
I was really hoping to draw into a Marnie, but no such luck.
Yeah. No, I think, I think we both know, you might know more than me, how Single Strike is. The games where Single Strike is single striking, man, those are the best games. Games when, games like this are like, next turn's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's not looking solid for next turn. It's definitely... This might be a very quick game, let me tell you.
It's okay. I'm fine with winning quickly. So there's Malamar. I'm gonna attach the energy over to the Malamar. I'm gonna evolve into Cinccino. Gonna put one of these ability markers on it so I know that I haven't used it. And I'm gonna play the new Cynthia card. So allowing me to draw until I have 8 in my hand since I was knocked out. I have 1 left here. So drawing 7 cards, absolutely huge.
That's pretty solid. And even on its own, it's still what you draw into your 5, which is good.
Oh yeah. So I don't need to worry about getting another Inkay down this. Oh, I mean, I guess you could knock me out. No, you can't knock. Can you knock me out? Because you can do Umbreon plus a single strike, so you can do a maximum of 100 damage. So it's good to know like that your surroundings about what's going on here. I think that's always a good idea. I think I'm gonna start off here with going Great Ball, determining what I can grab.
So one of the things that Zach is doing right now is he's using Great Ball to see if what he can find on the top of his deck, because there's no point in playing a Level Ball or a Quick Ball to find an Inkay if he can get it with the Great Ball and then get something else, or get another Inkay or a Remoraid with that Level Ball or anything like that. So kind of narrow down your options for later.
Yeah. I'm also trying to balance. I got significantly less Rapid Strike cards in my hand than I would have liked. I know I need to... You don't have Resistance, right?
I don't know why, but no.
Okay, I always double check when it comes to Pokemon, because I'm like, I don't want to take things for granted.
Every Psychic type has resistance to fighting, but Dark doesn't have resistance to Psychic, even though it's literally immune.
Right. I'm going to pitch away Scoop of Net, even though I don't really want to pitch away Scoop of Net. Just trying to get something else here. So, okay. I think... It was away. Okay, I'm going to go Fog Crystal here. I will be going back into the deck. So there's Fog Crystal. Fog Crystal is going to grab out an Inkay. I'm going to go back in. Level Ball. Search my deck for a Minccino.
I mean, realistically, you just need 3 Rapid Strike Pokemon in order to really put me on my heels.
Yeah, and that's the plan. I just need to be set up in that process.
Oh, yeah.
So there's Remoraid, and I'm going to show you 3, and for those, I shuffle them back into the deck.
All right.
And there's prize card number 1.
Let's draw a card. That is not the Pokemon I was hoping to see, so I'm going to earn... yeah. You know what? Let's tower first before I start putting stuff back in the deck. My goodness, that was not a good tower. We'll earn these 2 single strikes back in.
Sure.
Because I need to increase my chances of hitting one, and then I'll Marnie after. So I'll shuffle these first into the deck, and then I'll put my hand at the bottom.
I was feeling real good about this hand.
It looked real good. I'm glad I Marnied. I need to Normally I would have researched, but I need that Houndoom that I drew into.
I hear ya. You don't want to lose it.
So, because I don't, this list does not play like Ordinary Rod or anything like that to try to recover Houndooms or whatever. So, got to be really careful about my resources. Do you see this?
No. So this is proof if anyone ever calls you out as a cheater. This dude's legit, man.
Alright, we have to, game 2.
Okay, yeah, I think I would have been able to get it even just off of that alone for Rapid Strike Tentacles, because the Urshifu, just in case anyone's watching, is weak to Psychic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming you want to go first this game?
Yeah, let's give it a go, see if we can make this happen a little better. I did prize 2 Houndours, that didn't help.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, if you get a bit of a better setup, that's cool.
Oh boy. What are the odds? Sometimes my luck you can't, it's unbelievable. And every player has that from time to time.
Yeah, you see those hilarious Twitter posts every once in a while, and it's just, it happens to be like that. Luck happens on both sides.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. Do I have a basic? I do not.
Okay, I'll go check my hand to see if I can have one. I do have a basic Pokemon, so we are chilling there. I will take as many extra cards as you want to give me. Malamar is also a pile of a deck sometimes, so couple cards here or there really can change the fate of a game.
I was listening to the Lake of Rage podcast with Clevin Commenti, and he had Joe from Omnipokon, and they were talking about Single Strike and saying that the one thing that anyone who has played Single Strike for more than 3 games knows that Single Strike's biggest enemy is itself. Is that the case for Malamar as well?
I mean, I think it's similar. I think there's a handful of decks that are a little bit kind of glass cannon decks, as I like to put them, where it's just like you got this outrageous power level, and I think Rapid Strike Tentacles, Single Strike, or VMax 1 Blow, both of those attacks in a nutshell require you to have a really good setup in order to make things happen. So if you don't necessarily get that, your deck's going to struggle in between them. So they're really good if you want to spike in events, but more or less fall into a metagame call most of the time. Still testing on Malamar a little bit more. Maybe the Minccino line with the Call for Family helps it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
All right.
I will pick up my extra one.
Yes. All right. I will draw for turn. And we'll start with the VIP. Start with the juice.
I mean, every single time I see a Single Strike deck starting with that, it's just like, whoa.
And I'm going to discard a Single Strike Urshifu for Quick Ball. And I'm going to go number 3. I don't really need so much to worry about Umbreons because you're a single prize deck, and Houndours are single prize, so I want to try to match that prize. Eventually, there is a point where I may want to go into Umbreon VMax just to make it really hard for you to KO, but that's only like when I have 1 or 2 prizes left, just to like really try to make it difficult for you.
Yeah.
And we will. I don't recall, and I didn't really look at your list because I didn't want to go into this knowing too much. I don't recall Rapid Strike running anything really more than Fan of Waves, and I don't even know if you have space for that anymore. But
I don't think I have anything else like that.
So I'm gonna actually just end my turn here. I can't attack anyway, so there's no point in playing a special energy just for you to get rid of it.
Gotcha. Okay, this doesn't seem too bad. I have quite a few cards to play out. One thing that I do want to kind of go over is, like, I'll kind of show my hand. These are the cards that I have, so having cards like that natural in your hand, amazing. I don't think anyone would be upset about that. One thing that I see at regionals is people saying, I'm going to play 2 level balls at once, or I'm playing a Ultra Ball, and I'm playing a Quick Ball at once. And things get a little bit confusing when you're doing that. So what I always recommend is playing cards down one, being like, I'm going to do that, then I'm going back to the deck, I'm going to play another one. So kind of like completing them as you go along, just to make sure that the game state is clear for yourself and judges. Otherwise, it just makes the game more confusing, and you might find yourself grabbing the wrong card and getting an unintentional penalty. Or in some cases, I'm sure there's people that intentionally try to gain an advantage. Don't try to do that.
Yes. Yeah, that's some good advice, and I can be guilty of that too sometimes. If it's just like, I'm gonna play these 2 cards because I do that at locals because everyone there knows me and trusts me, and it's like, it's hard. You don't want to keep that habit too much. You know, you want to do that at the kitchen table, fine, but it's better to. You know, I do a lot of martial arts, and I do a lot of martial art training and stuff, and we talk about training the way you're gonna fight. So if you're fighting with 16-ounce gloves, you got to train with 16-ounce gloves. If you're fighting with 4-ounce MMA gloves, you got to train with 4-ounce MMA gloves, like whatever it is. And so train here the way you would like that. If you're going to play procedurally, then you got to practice that at home.
I agree. Completely agree. I think I want to do that. I think that's pretty much what I want to do. I will be going back into my deck. So I'm going to go Scoop Up Net here, sending up the new Minccino. I am going to be going Fog Crystal, Psychic Energy, putting back down Inkay.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go ahead with my Call for Family, which is I get to search for up to 2.
2 basics, yes.
Yeah.
Which is a really good Call for Family. I mean, everybody loved Sobble with its Call for Family, or Rapid Strike Call, whatever it is, and that just got you 3 basic Rapid Strike Pokemon. This is really, really solid.
Yeah, I mean, I have absolutely 0 complaints here with a start like this. Just being able to get everything all set up, and I mean, I even had a Sobble in my Malamar list before this card came out. So it was like just to Call for Family to search for up the Rapid Strike Pokemon. I think that this deck just it's a huge boost. I know a lot of people were also talking about adding the Bibarel into the set with Bidoof and stuff like that, but you want to have those big hands. I think this one, if anything, this deck, those little things get added in there, and it's huge.
So I will draw for turn. I mean, at this point, we'll just evolve. We'll attach double turbo. This is why I added the double turbo energy, because I already have 1 Houndoom. If this is all I had, if I just had the quick ball last turn, not the VIP, I would still be able to attack this turn, which is huge.
See, on the other hand, like, I always like to play devil's advocate, where it's last turn you miss an energy attachment, and you also could have played Crobat with that quick ball as well.
Yes.
So those are things where I think that, like, if the I don't necessarily know if the energy was the issue. I'm not saying double turbo is bad in the deck. I think double turbo has a lot of uses. I just always play devil's advocate when it comes down to things like that.
Of course. I actually had the energy last turn. I just didn't play it because I didn't want you to go turn 1 Fan Waves, kind of put me back a step. And I'm going to go ahead and research a VMax and an Urn.
Sure.
And we'll draw a fresh 7.
And I like that you're not evolving into the VMAX. I think a lot of players would play down the VMAX when it comes down to it. If you're playing against a single prize card decks, you want to tone your prize cards down as closest as you can to 1 prize card. So attacking with things such as Houndoom, attacking with your 2 prize card Pokemon in cases where you can. You don't ever try to tone up your prize cards, you try to tone up your HP. But in this case, it's one of those things where I think it's a really solid call on your behalf.
Yeah, I don't really see the need for it right now to go into the VMAX. I want to try to keep this prize trade a little even, but I will single strike roar. I don't really have a ton of choice here. Okay, there's 1, and I'll take my 20 damage. And that's really all I can do aside from attack. I'll just hit with Moonlight Blade. There's no reason not to.
Yep.
Because it's not even worth bossing up one of your Inkays because you have 4 of them. You have probably Rescue Carrier and or Ordinary Rod to get them back.
Yeah, exactly.
If you only had 1 on the field, maybe there's an argument for it, because then what are you attacking with next turn?
Exactly. This hand got way awkward. Just to show you like what I'm working with, I drew into Cinccino. My hand wasn't great before that. And obviously if I get a chance to attack, I'm trying to, like, I guess I have to evolve into one of these and determine if I'd rather, I mean, I guess I have a higher chance of getting Malamar back than I do of getting back a Spiral Energy, which is pretty impossible. So let's go like that. The ability there. I also, when it comes to evolving things, I like to give myself more options. Too often I'll see players evolve both. This is an option to discard still, so it's better to hold on to it even though you likely won't. That's how you catch yourself not making as many mistakes. So yeah, I'm going to discard with Make Do. Draw 2 there.
That's something I try to talk about at locals to some of the newer players. Like, sometimes the better move is not playing a card.
Exactly. So I have that there. We're gonna try to go in here. I'm gonna go for Ordinary Rod.
Oh, he's going for it.
I did get a supporter, so I got the Cynthia, or not the Cynthia. I got a Korrina that I'm gonna use to draw 6.
Okay.
So I mean, I think I still need to do what, 1? How much HP does the Umbreon have? 200 minus
20. Yeah, 180 remaining.
Yeah. So I have to hit 5. 5's kind of tough. I still have 1 Cinccino left, and I mean, there might be some ways that I have things, but
yeah,
I'm not expecting to hit it. But
I mean, you could. It's crazier things have happened. I had someone against me. They were playing Dracozolt, and they flipped 9 heads in a row on their lucky Ice Pop.
Yeah, that stuff like that. Yeah, it totally happens.
I was freaking out, man.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, I mean, you also don't have resistance with Umbreon, do you?
I do not, which, again, don't understand why.
We're going to go Great Ball here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to grab a Remoraid.
Still need the Malamar, and then 4 more because you have the Remoraid already.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm at the point where I don't think it's going to happen. There are ways to make it back, like there's Rescue Carriers, Scoop Up Net, things that can allow you to kind of gain an extra card here or there.
Right.
But I'm not feeling very good about it. I'm going to go ahead and pitch this away with my other Cinccino, because I don't need the Manaphy no more.
Right.
Well,
don't tell me it happened.
No, I think I'm a little too short here. I think I'm slightly too short. Yeah, I can I'm 1 short for what it's worth.
Oh man, that's so close.
I mean, it happens to all of us. I can now put one of those markers on there. So it comes to the point, do I want to attack you with Malamar, or do I not want to attack you with Malamar? I think I can go with Rapid Strike Search still, just to determine what's going on with this deck.
Sure.
I think, yeah, I might as well just get set up for next turn. So I'm a single prize card deck, so I'm going to grab the Malamar there. I have a Malamar in my hands. I'm also going to go with playing Fog Crystal just to grab an Inkay. I'm not going to be shuffling my deck because I'm going to hit you for 120.
Sure.
And shuffle these back into the deck. So nothing crazy, but
all right.
It's a lot to balance sometimes.
I will draw for turn while you shuffle. How many cards do you have in your hand?
I'm chilling at 2 now.
Oh, I certainly don't want to Marnie that. Because every time someone asks how many cards you have, you know they're thinking about Marnie.
Yeah, you wanna try to maybe not ask that so much at regionals or big events because it's just like a big sign. Or I mean, you could always ask at various times in the game, so you don't necessarily know. I mean, always ask your opponent if you have like how many cards, because sometimes you'll see someone they forgot to draw a prize card or something. Things like that are common. It's not always Marnie, but it always seems to be like indirectly asking about Marnie or even the newly revealed is it Roxanne?
Yeah.
That's kind of like an upcoming copy of Ace Trainer N kind of things.
So we're gonna quick ball Single Strike VMax, and we're gonna take a look. I'm curious, do we have? So I run a copy of Piers and Lumineon, but it looks like we prized the Lumineon, which is a little unfortunate. So, because then I could have used Piers to get another Houndoom, and that would have been nice. And I have too many cards in my hand to go for Crobat. So, I think the play is probably to just get a Single Strike Urshifu. This way, if I do research or Marnie or something like that, it's not really in my way, and I'm not going to use it at any point in this game.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's that. We're gonna go ahead and attach a Single Strike to the bench.
Sure.
And then I will go ahead and Single Strike Roar to another Pokemon on the bench. Kind of give me some options to attack with in case you...
Sure.
I'll take 20. And there is an argument for Single Strike Roar to the Houndoom and then retreating the Umbreon. I could definitely see that being the case. But I only have the one Houndoom, and I kind of want to preserve it. If I was able to hit the Piers, that's probably what I would have done.
My take on it is don't let go of your energies before your Pokemon's done, right? It's almost like taking their life too soon. Those energies are still good and valid, and it's almost throwing them away. I'm going to draw prize cards some way or another. You're actually ahead of the curve, considering you're going to be getting 2 prize cards. Your Pokemon's worth 2 prize cards, right? So if you've already drawn 2 prize cards with that Pokemon, and it's a back-to-back battle, you're already ahead of the pace. Like, you've already offered that up. So I think as long as you can keep up for the rest of the game, you're in a really good spot.
So I have 140 damage on me. 140 and 160 you'd have to have... I still don't think it's worth the VMax, because then you go ahead on prizes. So I am just going to go ahead and Moonlight Blade, take that KO.
Gotcha.
And we'll draw it. Okay.
I'm going to pick up for my turn. I'm going to play Bruno.
Sure.
I mean, this is a really cool case where it's I have both the Cynthia and the Bruno, but since I need a little bit less this turn, I'm going to put that Cynthia in there for later. Hopefully it allows me to draw more late game when I need them.
Well, this is where you start to kind of come alive, is after a few turns you have your setup, you have your Cinccinos, and you have your Octillery, you have an attacker on board, like you're ready to go.
Yeah, I just hope that I can keep up with it and that your Houndooms don't become a little bit too much to deal with. I am going to go ahead, Fog Crystal, search my deck for an Inkay. I've already attached to my turn. Maybe I could have done this better with Make Do. I never really think about what I need to get when it comes to this point. I'm just trying to think about the number, so I guess it probably doesn't matter too much. I am going to go Make Do, pitch this away, draw 2.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to hit 2. Did you?
Yeah. I'm not worried about hitting the 2. I'm just gonna go for Octillery as well. Might as well get my board set up because I know that this is likely getting knocked out.
Yes.
And I mean, I think it's just going to be one of those back and forth games where I'm hoping that you miss an Earn one turn, or I'm hoping that you do not have a Houndoom or something like that, because I think you're playing this matchup correctly with weakness, and I don't really have a way around it. I don't know why I'm shuffling too much. I just need 2 to knock you out, so I have 2 to knock you out.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to draw 2 prize cards, put those into my hands.
We'll send up in Houndoom because I know that I'm going to be attacking with it this turn.
Yep.
And let's go ahead and draw for turn. Alright, this is not bad. I'm going to Ultra Ball a Single Strike Urshifu and a Marnie to get a Houndoom.
Yep.
And while I'm in there, we'll just search. How many more Houndooms do I got? I got enough. So maybe.
I was hoping the answer was 0.
I know you were. Because at this point, I have enough Houndooms where I think I just want to. I'm going to fail that capture.
Yeah.
I don't really want to play more Umbreons, I don't think.
I don't think you do either.
So I'm just going to go ahead and Ultra
You might want to
Ball.
play Umbreon as your last Pokemon. That's kind of like what it is. If you could have a Pokemon that's ready to go by the end.
Yeah.
Most Malamar decks aren't really even running Boss anymore, so keep that in mind. So a lot of them do not play Boss, or a way to kind of get around things.
Well, I do have another Umbreon in the deck should I need it later. So, but for now, we're going to go with the Houndoom. So now I've discarded quite a bit. And I'm going to try to thin out a little bit more because I'm going to Single Strike Roar. And we can go on to the bench. So this has now 40 damage. And I'm going to Marnie.
Okay, my 7-card hand is a little bit different than my 2-card hands. I mean, when it comes to Malamar, if you're playing against someone who knows what they're doing, it might actually be beneficial to Marnie, because they're likely holding on to that Bruno or Cynthia in their hand to draw those extra cards. So keep that in mind. I mean, for my hand, it was actually really awkward with the triple spiral energy, double towers, a Korrina's, and a Cynthia. So, I mean, I had a lot of ammo in here, but it was kind of all Rapid Strike, which was weird. I like to pitch my non-Rapid Strike cards with Cinccino throughout the game. So.
Right, because at least you get them back. And with you shuffle them into the deck with Rapid Strike Tentacles.
Yeah.
And there's no point in not evolving these other Houndooms.
No.
And from here, I don't really need Choice Belt. I'll discard with the Quick Ball a Single Strike Urshifu, and it's gonna fail.
And this one doesn't have damage on it, or is it supposed to have one from Single Strike Roar?
No, I Single Strike Roar to the bench.
Okay, I want to make sure.
I'm
okay.
Almost pretty sure.
I mean, either way, I'm fine either way. I'm just double checking.
And we might as well just attach this Choice Belt just so I can Crobat for a fresh 6.
Yep.
And let's throw Tower of Darkness down. Maybe the lighting won't be as harsh on this side. It's about equal.
The same kind of vibes either all the time.
And I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball a VIP Pass and an Air Balloon to get that Umbreon V that we talked about before. Now that all my Houndooms are in play, I don't really have much else. And running very low on cards here, so I have to not be stupid and draw unnecessarily. And I'll just go ahead and attack. Take that third prize.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to send up Inkay. Pick up for my turn. And I know I had a lot of energies at the bottom of my deck, so I think the plan is to try to shuffle those up whenever possible. Now, I know I probably want to get out a Malamar, so let's go out and search for Malamar.
It's always a good play. Kind of need those.
Might be good, might be good. And I'm just trying to put myself in a position where I'm like, I have enough Malamars to complete the game, kind of same as yourself with Houndoom, where, I mean, you need to have enough Houndoom to finish off the game. But this is where, like, Malamar plays strategically. I mean, my gut feeling is that I'm a little bit too short in this game. Had I knocked out that Umbreon, I would have for sure won this game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think I'm in a winning position. So now's the point where I need to start turning my deck into kind of the Malamar Rapid Strike deck building game. If anyone's ever played a deck building game like DC, I'm going to thin out non-Rapid Strike cards, even if they can search Rapid Strike cards, so I can kind of advance my board states.
And I'm just waiting
because I really don't need too much.
I'm just waiting until I get down to one, like you have one prize remaining, and then I throw down Umbreon VMax, and it's like, all right, now get through this to win.
I'm fine with 300 HP at that point.
Yeah.
I think I'm cool with it.
Yeah, because you're so, at this point, everything in your deck is Rapid Strike that, like, you just, it's so easy to hit high numbers.
Oh, yeah. So there's that energy there. I am going to go ahead here and go... I want to hold on to that for next turn. I am going to go for Octillery. So right now I have... I'm going to grab Tower of Waters.
It's fine. I didn't want to draw cards anyway with, like, the few cards I had left.
Well, I need to maybe, like, take you back. Like, this is a half play, so I'm kind of putting this to get back and throwing it back with Rapid Strike Tentacles. I'm also grabbing it to maybe have other opportunities. I'm gonna try. I was gonna do something else, but I'm gonna try with Great Ball to see if I could hit a different fourth. Yeah, so unfortunately I can't. I was trying to thin out to have a higher chance of getting into a Pokemon, and then maybe playing down the Tower of Darkness. I mean, I guess I have other opportunities. Let me see what's in my discard pile. You know what? I'm probably okay with it. I'm just going to shuffle those four back in and knock you out. So.
All right, prize number 3 for you. We'll send up this Houndoom. We don't have much of a choice here. And let's draw a card to start. I think I'm gonna Marnie. Just because kind of gotta make something happen here.
Sure.
This
the effective the 2 card. I feel like one of those like carnival games where it's like which card. I don't ever know how to like effectively shuffle when it comes. Like, not that I'm ever going to see these cards again, but in the case where you could, like, Marnie's a really weird card, especially with like a lower hand size. Shuffling a deck like this is really, really weird. Offer your opponent to cut and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna attach a capture energy, and I'm just gonna use it to look through.
Sure.
I do have one more urn. I do not have a lot left. This is everything in my deck. So I kind of have to... I don't have any basics, I think, that I can pull. So I kind of have to hit it off this tower. If I can even tower. I might not be able to tower this turn. Because, no, I can't tower. So I just kind of have to go with Houndoom. Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, you can see that in terms of my discard pile, we are actively running out of options here. There's the full 6/6 line, or 3/3 line, but I mean, I am going to drop this on top of your tower.
No, that's...
And I'm going to start the turn off by playing Bruno.
not what you want to see. It's not what
I
you
need
want
to get an ordinary rod in order to be able to complete this game, I think. Because right now I don't have another Malamar in my deck. The other Malamar is in my prize cards.
Gotcha. Well, let's hope you miss. If you miss this ordinary rod, the game is sealed.
Yeah. I mean, I should be able to draw through a decent bit. Like, I'm going to draw 7 through Bruno,
Right.
another 2 from Cinccino, another 2 from Cinccino. So seeing the top 11 cards of my deck tells me that I should be able to get what I want back.
I absolutely think you will. I hope you don't.
That's fair, that's fair.
Prizing that Lumineon kind of hurt, because I mean, not as much as I think it might.
Okay, we're chilling. We do have we do be having an ordinary rod kind of day.
Okay.
So let's go for Malamar, Psychic Energy. I wish you could just choose up to the 4, but that's the best that I can do. I am going to go for Evolution Incense immediately to try to grab into it, because I need to search for other cards as well.
Like a spiral
I need a rest.
energy.
I have the energy as well in my hands.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I'm feeling okay. It's more or less the point of that I now need one of my 2 rescue carriers. Because I had to get back to Malamar's and I don't have an Inkay on bench. Because as soon as I don't have the Inkay on bench, it's the same thing of me not having a Malamar in active. So this is where the deck becomes a little bit bricky. And we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, because now that you've used Bruno, I have no problem letting you know that I did draw that urn off the prize.
Gotcha. Facts.
So
Let's go Cynthia, pitching with the Cinccino. I'm going to be pitching another Cynthia. I mean, I did get the rescue carrier, so I'm feeling invincible here. I mean, at least I know I'm going to go get those 2 back. And now I'm kind of set for the rest of the game, I think, in terms of just having random-ish. There's my energy for the turn. And I'm going to go for Octillery. Search my deck for random card. I'm going to search for a Korrina's Focus.
Yeah, you just need 3 for this Houndoom.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm just happy that I have enough Malamars to complete this game. Not that I will win this game, but I can keep pace for the rest of the game now. I now know that whenever you send up for the next 3 turns, I can knock out. That goes into my hands. And then I'm going to pitch 3 back for 120.
All right.
So, I mean, regardless of anything, I'm really happy that my deck's been able to get those knockouts turn after turn. Like, I haven't missed. Because I'm also dealing with the weakness from your side as well.
Yes.
Which makes it a cool matchup.
So, yeah, half of my deck is weak to yours and half of my deck is strong to yours. And that's kind of why I picked this. I felt like it was fairly even. 2 prize, 3 prize deck versus single prize is always a challenge, and the weakness is just, you have to navigate through that. So I'll draw for turn. I get the Piers. It actually might not be a terrible card to use this turn. So let's go ahead and earn, and we'll get 2 energies back into the deck. The question is, do I might just play the Piers to get one of them back and then single strike Roar. I'll single strike Roar onto the bench, force you to do a little bit more damage to the active. Yep. And then I'll attach here, and I'll search my deck for a dark Pokemon. The only one I have left, Umbreon VMax.
Do you not have any other energies left into your deck?
I do.
Okay.
And I still have one more urn. I'm just trying to keep this a little bit.
Get to that point. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I should have gotten the double turbo energy and single strike roared, and that would have been the smarter play.
I think that might have been. Although the damage from single strike roar, because you only do 50, 70, then you do 50, right? So the double turbo energy actually hurts you with the damage reduction on the Houndoom, that is.
Yeah. So it's fine. Like I said, I think next turn I'll be able to find that urn if I really need it. There's not many cards left in the deck. And there's really nothing else I can do. So we'll go ahead and attack. And
yeah,
you actually only have 2 prizes left yourself.
Yeah, and you draw a prize card here as well.
And I have 1 left. There's that Lumineon.
Gotcha. I mean, this is the point where I kind of go all in, so I'm ready for the rest of the game. I'm going to attach here. I'm going to go Cynthia's to draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, this is where the game can get a little bit dicey for what it's worth. Because if I do survive this attack, I don't have access to playing another Cynthia's or kind of big card when it comes down to it. So, I am going to go Cinccino, pitch. I'm going to go Cinccino, pitch. I'm going to go for Octillery.
I think the odds of me finding a anything like an urn is pretty good. I don't have that many cards left.
Oh yeah,
and I have a research
I completely
in hand.
agree with you.
So,
but in the case that you miss it, I have to go for it. I'm gonna pitch 4 away to get that knockout.
Okay.
And I will draw my prize card. So I mean, you either get it and you get it, or you don't and you don't.
Right.
I think that's kind of where I'm at.
All right.
I mean, I have enough to knock out whatever I want next turn, so...
I don't think I have... I'm going to play Lumineon to search, see if I can pull something out of the deck.
I wish I had a boss's orders. I mean, maybe 1 boss's orders would be cool in this deck. I feel like it'd probably end up getting discarded before a situation like this, but...
So... oh my god. I don't think there's a way I can miss. I have 8 cards left in deck, and one of them's a Tower of Darkness. So I don't think I can miss this.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it, understanding the complete odds. And I mean, I fully assume that as well.
So I search for the boss with the Lumineon. I'm not going to use it. I am just
because you have 2 Tower of Darkness, I think, in deck. So no matter what, you're going to be drawing into a
right
Tower of Darkness.
So I draw 7.
A full card target.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was not there, which is hilarious, but I can tower the tower to draw it.
An urn, and then you put the urn back into the deck, and then you get the energy, and then you hit me. So I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's what game 3s are for, I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
Just totally dropping a card.
And I had the benefit of going first that game, and I think it could have been a very different game if you had gone first.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, it was close enough. I'm just going to double count this deck to make sure. I know a lot of people have the debate, does this count as shuffling? I mean, it doesn't. But I think it's always good at regionals to know where your cards are at. You don't want to accidentally shuffle a Tower of Darkness into your opponent's deck when you both play the same sleeves.
Yes.
Or walk away with a different card. So, I mean, I think it's a good habit in between games. As long as you determine there's enough time to do a quick count of your deck, there might be a more efficient way to count your deck. I mean, I don't think I'm taking up any extra time here. But I did drop a card on the floor. I wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally drop 2. So.
I got you. No, I agree. I haven't done it between games, like between games of a single round, but I have done it between rounds just to make sure like I didn't misplace something, I didn't drop something cleaning up from the table I was at, or my opponent didn't look at a card and put it down on their discard pile by accident. You know, like random stuff that can happen.
Oh yeah. Even like after you're done your game, like just sitting there after and counting to make sure that nothing's good, because it's easier to catch your opponent than forgetting who it was from the round before or whatever's going on.
I think what I'm most upset about right now is I just bought ability used markers similar to what you have.
Yeah.
And I'm not using them because I left them downstairs.
That's okay. I mean, I recommend that everyone gets something like this, or even if you want to be like, these are just, don't use status conditions, but like the coins that come in all the tins, those are a great way to mark things like Cinccino's ability or drizzles and stuff, it's better to keep the game state clear whenever you have the possibility of doing so, because you're going to avoid yourself making those prize card penalties. And I mean, a couple of those prize card penalties, if you don't get them, you might find yourself making day 2 and walking away with $250.
Yeah.
So these are a small investment. I mean, I got mine from TC Evolutions. I used to be sponsored by them. They kind of stopped their sponsorships during the pandemic. Maybe they're going to start them up again. Maybe I have a little message to go, but they're great. I love using them. They've definitely they've more than paid for themselves. I'll put it like that.
I bought a 6-pack of ability use markers on Etsy for like $8 or something silly, and I was like,
it's nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Seriously, I assume you're going first, by the way.
Yeah, I'd love to go first if that's okay with you.
Yeah, it's not, but okay. Oh my lord.
Yeah, single strike Urshifu pass. Come on, I know your deck can do it. We all know single strike can do it, right, everybody?
This is. I'm gonna flip this over and you're gonna laugh.
Luminion. Oh, that's gonna be that's a tough one.
This is gonna be a quick loss, unless I can top deck or draw into like a VIP pass or something. I'm in trouble. Because then it's like I commit an energy for the turn to retreat, and then you knock out whatever I send up, like a Houndour, which I don't want, or I let you beat into this thing and put damage on it, make it really hard, or even potentially KO it and take 2 free prizes. It's like, no matter what, this is a really
nothing there.
This is a really bad situation. If you couldn't tell, if you're watching this and like, I wonder how he's gonna pull through this one. The answer is I don't.
I mean, we'll see. I think that you want to win. You could easily just go research, switch, knock out Inkay turn 1, and put me like in a game where my back's against the wall. So
Yes.
there's certainly plays around it. Although it does suck to start with. I don't want to throw any cap on that.
Yeah. No,
But,
you're right. All I need is a Houndour and a single strike energy, and I can.
And then you could do some magic. So I'm just going to go for the Inkay and the thing from the level ball. I'm feeling okay about everything else. I'm going to pass my turn to you and hope that you do not do Houndour things.
Let's find out. We'll draw. I'll drop a tower, and I'll use tower to discard a VMax Urshifu and draw a couple cards. Okay. So I have appears, and I can't make it happen though. I think I have to either Marnie or research. And this is tough. Because I can get the energy and the Houndour with peers, but I can't attack. So it's like, do I just peers, get the Houndour, capture energy, get another Houndour? Or do I just say screw it and research and go big?
I mean, I think when it comes to situations like this, you got to determine where the matchup's at. In terms of it, I think it's pretty equal. So, like, maybe going for the research might be too much. Maybe it's the right call. It's really ultimately up to you. But depending on how you feel like you're in a dire position in this matchup, should definitely alter the way that you play out the matchup.
I'm gonna risk it. We're gonna go for the gusto.
Okay. Goodbye, double turbo energies.
And I'm doing it mostly because it's a video and I want this to, like, it's entertaining. It's, it's not. This is not what I. Oh, actually, I have the Battle VIP pass. That's not bad.
Yeah, this guy gets Battle VIP passing. Is like, I don't know how I feel about it. Okay.
Well, listen, I still don't have a way to get this out of the active. Is there anything else I need to go into my deck for? There is not. So I'm just gonna attach an energy to a Houndour and then pass it off.
Okay. Well, we'll see if I can do anything to this Luminion or not. I think that's kind of the big question.
There's the energy I mentioned.
I'm gonna go. How much HP do you have? 170.
Yes.
So it still requires me to get 5. Cool. Korrina's 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I just don't really see how that's gonna ever happen. I'm gonna go for Great Ball.
I think one of the tougher things for me is that like, I want to deal with your Cincinos, but you always have a Malamar online, and it just does not give me the opportunity.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm gonna go for Make Do.
What did you discard? I didn't see it.
Oh, sorry, that's Cynthia.
Gotcha. So your discard pile's a little off camera. That's the only reason.
Okay.
You got.
Go ahead and...
No, you got. It's okay. I just wanted to ask.
No, for sure, for sure.
Do you have the 5 and the energies?
I only have 5 cards in my hands.
Ooh, okay.
So I know it's not going to be possible. Comes down to a lot of factors. I think. I'm gonna pass.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. A lot of times if you're not getting an OHKO, it's not worthwhile to waste the energy because it's just something else you need for next turn.
Interesting. All right. I will draw. We'll just attach this. Oh, I don't want to attach the choice belt to you. I'll attach it down here. This way, if I do draw into an energy, we'll Houndoom, and then I'll use Tower of Darkness to draw 2.
Yep.
And we'll Houndoom. I'm gonna earn that energy back in. Don't really want to use an earn like that, but kind of have to. I gotta throw down this Crobat, basically, and make space in my hand to try to find a basic energy, like a capture energy, or double turbo, or air balloon switch, something like that, because I can't attach the single strike energy to Luminion.
Yeah.
So, we'll go ahead and drop an Umbreon and a Crobat to draw 5 cards. Alright. Don't find it. So, I'm going to just, for now, I could play a supporter. I haven't played one yet. I only have... I think I'm gonna go ahead and research, and just research a bunch of shit away.
Sure. I mean, I think that's always the game with research. Always be like, let's hope we get it.
And we still don't find any energy outside of single strike energies.
Yeah.
So that's tough, and gotta pass. I mean,
Okay.
I have a fair, not a fair amount, but I think I have like 2 air balloons, a switch, some capture energies. Like, not to hit anything off a Crobat and a research is very, very hard.
I hear you. I'm actually slightly worried about this situation. If I'm gonna be able to get the knockout this turn as well.
Oh no.
So I drew for my turn, and I mean, so far I have some cards. So we're gonna rock and roll with this one. I'm gonna go pitching away a Bruno,
Ooh.
which is a non-rapid strike card. Trying to do some quick math here. I mean, I think I'm almost there. I basically need to get one off of this one. So that requires me to pitch a rescue carrier.
You do not like to see that.
No, not my most favorite, but we will, at any case, go for the knockout.
Okay.
So I have 1, 2, 3. I'm just making sure I'm doing my math right, because this is one of those ones if you don't attach the energy. So I have the energy now, the spiral energy, and I have 4, but I have to go scoop up net on my Remoraid to get to the 5.
Okay, there it is.
So we're gonna go 5, shuffle back, and I mean, I'm gonna draw 2 prize cards and hope that this kind of clears things up.
We'll throw the Houndoom into the active, and I will draw for turn. Let's go ahead. I'll attach to the active, and I'll single strike Roar.
Yep.
Malamar has how much HP?
120.
Oh man, you only have 2 cards in your hand. I mean, you could still knock out this.
I have 3 now because I got 2 prize cards from the Luminium.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, then we're going to the Houndoom, and we're gonna leave it like that for now. You know what? We'll use the other single strike Roar. We'll just do it. We'll go on to both.
Sure.
It'll get 40 damage. It's fine. Okay. Give it one more quick shuffle just to do. There's my 40 damage. I mean, at this point, you might as well just Ultra Ball. You know what? I'm actually not gonna Ultra Ball. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna Tower first. 1, 2. We attach an energy from hand. Now I find the capture energy like awesome. But I think I'm gonna Marnie.
Gotcha. I mean, I was chilling nicely with the Bruno, so.
Yeah, I learned from game 1 to not really care how many cards are in your hand.
Yeah, this is one of those particular matchups, as long as your opponent's playing it correctly. But it's one of those things where in other matchups, definitely look at your opponent's hand a little bit more.
Of course, yeah. I just mean like in this particular game, I don't... I haven't seen you play any tools either, but I'll discard a choice belt. I'm not going to need it for capture, quick ball, I mean. And we'll get ourselves another Houndour.
Sure.
So we're getting a slightly more developed board. And I will go ahead and take my first prize of the game.
Gotcha. And you had no damage on this Houndoom, right?
On the active, correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I really don't like this. You might have martied me into a terrible hands. I still have double Cinccino, so it's not too bad. I need to get 4 to knock out your active. I know that sounds really, really, really good. Can't really pitch that. I have to, unfortunately. I'm gonna pitch away an ordinary rod with Cinccino.
Oh man, that's...
Yeah, really, really not what we're looking for. But it does allow me to go Fog Crystal, Search. I mean, this game, my prizing's okay-ish. So I'm just double checking to see where we're at. Because I still have another ordinary rod, so I mean, that's why we play extras, because there's going to be some ugly moments in the game. So let's go like this. Search your deck for a Malamar. And I mean, off that first Cinccino, I wasn't able to get a Cynthia. I don't know what the English translation is, if it's Supremacy or Aspiration.
I've heard a couple. I've heard Cynthia's Aspiration, Cynthia's Ambition, Cynthia's Supremacy. I don't.
I just don't know what it is. I haven't seen the English card in my hands yet, so I just don't know.
I think I actually pulled one, but again, all my book bag with all my cards and stuff are downstairs. The translated card on screen that people watching does say Cynthia's aspiration, so if that's wrong, I apologize.
Yeah, I feel ya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards.
I mean, you gotta have it after that. Plus, you have another Cinccino.
I would hope so. I mean, I only have to get 4. Yeah, I think we're chilling. Let's go. Remoraid goes down there. I mean, you got it when you have the Remoraid going down there.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise,
I'm gonna pitch away a level ball with this Cinccino.
when you said you were gonna play Malamar, it actually took me by surprise for like a minute there. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that.
Oh, really?
I was expecting, and I don't know why. The first thing I thought was like, maybe it's because the deck I want to really try and play is the Arceus Duraludon.
Gotcha. I have not touched that deck. Have not thought about that deck. It's one of those things where I think it's okay. I'm just kind of worried about Duraludon in general right now, especially with the amount of Path to the Peak that we just randomly see.
Yeah, Gengar runs it. Ice Rider, which is expected to be pretty solid.
I'm gonna go ahead and show you 4 for 160 for the knockouts.
All right.
So yeah, I think this is kind of like what we're seeing, slightly opposite from last game, because I'm the one who's ahead by the prize card.
Yes.
Because I started the game earlier.
And you are down to 3 prizes. It's not looking good for me. I'll draw for turn. Let's go ahead and we'll earn.
Yep.
We'll get those 2. And I'll single strike Roar once to the bench.
Sure.
And then I'll shuffle this one back in. Normally I would tower first, but because I want to draw into an energy card, I'm shuffling this other one in. You could probably make the argument that I shouldn't have used Aurora the first time to maximize my chances of drawing into an energy, but I didn't think about it until I started saying it.
That's fair.
It's one of the problems when you're like playing like a video, not like playing like a game, you know?
Yeah, I feel you there.
Let's go ahead and quick ball away a tool scrapper. Again, I have not seen you use any tools, so I feel confident getting rid of it.
Totally fair.
And we'll get our third Houndoom, kind of force you into a 3 prize game here. Again, even though you said it before, just paying attention to what you were playing or not playing last game, I didn't see any bosses, because I know you don't play one because you said it, but I would make sure that this was like a real match that I would have benched that Houndour. And now I'll tower.
Sure.
Actually, we'll tower the V. That's fine, because I have a V on the bench. And we'll go ahead and take this KO and go down to only 4 prizes. 4 prizes remaining. This is not looking good for me.
It's a little tough.
I don't think I can come back if we're just gonna trade KOs. I don't think I can, unless you like whiff. Doesn't look like you're gonna.
I'm trying not to. Let me go Ordinary Rod, get back. I think I need to get back double Malamar.
Yeah.
So I need to count how many. I'm going to be going back into my deck with Bruno to shuffle, draw 7. So I mean, I think I'm getting there. I just need to have 1 more Inkay and make sure that I have 3 Malamars for the rest of the game. So that's going to be the goal. I mean, I know that I have 2 Inkays in there, so I need to get at least 1 Resin Carrier at some point.
Yeah, I have to make sure that I have a Houndoom in hand, so I just need to find that third one to really. Or again, I can try to force you to go through an Umbreon VMax, but it's hard to set up that. It's hard to set up that Umbreon VMax unless I have a double turbo energy, so...
That's totally valid as well. That might help out against some single prize card decks for sure. Okay, let's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So certainly some cards that will allow me to get some extras.
And I have
first,
40 damage already, so...
Yeah, I only need 3. It's not going to be too bad. I'm going to pitch 1 away.
This is not looking good at all. I mean, it's looking great for you.
It's definitely not looking too bad. I'm going to pitch another 1 away.
Another one, what? I actually didn't get to see.
Oh, sorry, that's a fog crystal.
Gotcha.
And then I'm going to go ahead and... I just want to get myself set up as much as possible, so I am going to go for Rescue Carrier, search my deck for Inkay. I am going to go for Evolution Incense, search my deck for another Malamar. I do see that I do have barely enough to I will be going back into my deck in 1 moment. I'm be using Octillery's ability, searching my deck for another Malamar.
Yeah, this is what we talked about that. I just unfortunately had a very weak start, but this is where single prize decks kind of thrive, is this mid game where it's like they can flip it because they're taking those 2-3 prize up trades to their 1.
Exactly. I'm gonna show you 3, and that's enough to get the knockout.
It is indeed. We'll go ahead and send up this Houndour and draw for turn. I will evolve it into a Houndoom. Let's go ahead and we'll attach an air balloon to this Umbreon V. And then I'll Tower Darkness the tower, draw 2. That was very nice to get an Urn. And there's those 2 single strike energies. I'm going to single strike Roar once, twice. So this has 40. And this has 20 now. And yeah, I don't think there's really anything else. You're actually down to 2 prizes. I'll go down to 3. And yeah, that's the end of my turn after I attack.
Okay, cool. So there's a knockout, and I'm gonna send up Malamar. Do that. I need to take away 3?
Yeah. That's what you'll need for the next ones, because they both have 20 damage on them. Well, this one has 40.
Yeah, I think, well, the last prize card, you should always try to aim for as much HP as possible, so I think that's the big goal for you on your side. We'll see what I can hit.
Yeah.
Pitching away an Evolution Incense. I'm going to attach for my turn.
I feel like I'm always so low on cards at the end of this game.
Octillery. Just going to search my deck for a Spiral Energy, so I'm good to go for next turn.
Sure.
I'm going to be shuffling my deck in a second anyways. I'm going to be shuffling. I need 3, so there's 3 for the knockout there. The Korrina, Inkay. And, I mean, we'll see how you can kind of make this turn go away or not.
Because you're just down to 1 prize.
1 prize card left, yeah.
So that's not good.
I mean, these are my last Malamars for the rest of the game. I mean, it's one of those things where if you take out these 2, you still win the game, even though you're going to be down to prize cards.
I don't think I'm going to be able to, but we'll draw a card. let's VMax.
Yep.
And I might as well use its ability, because I'm not going to be able to attack this turn, I don't think.
Okay.
But, well,
who do you bring up?
yeah, that's a good question. Probably.
Cinccinos both have 1 retreat cost. This has 3 attack, 3. This has 2.
You said the Rapid Strike. I mean, I don't want to bring that up anyway. So
I don't think so. I think Octillery at that point.
yeah, might as well force you to have a balloon or a switch. And I'll Ultra Ball, a VIP pass, and a Quick Ball. See what we got in here. I'll get a Houndoom. And I'm just gonna throw down this Umbreon V.
Sure.
I'm going to attach an energy to it.
Sure.
There's really... I don't even... You know what? I actually don't think I'm going to attach this energy. I'm just going to hang on to it and pass. There's really nothing else I can do.
Sure. I'll pick up for my turn. I'm going to play Tower of Waters down, so that would allow me to get out of the active spots.
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot you could just search Rapid Strike Search. Yeah, that's gonna be game most likely.
I'm actually still not sure about that. I need to have quite a bit in order to get there. I'm gonna discard Cynthia's with Cinccino number 1. I'm gonna discard Great Ball with Cinccino number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do I need to knock you out? I think I need 8, right?
Yes. You gotta do 320.
And go Level Ball here. Search my deck for Inkay. Maybe I should have done Great Ball first. I didn't necessarily think what was in my deck. Great Ball that I have in my hand is first. I think I get it nonetheless.
Even if you don't this turn, what are my options? I can't attack next turn.
I'm gonna go back in with Octillery, use Rapid Strike Search, search my deck for a Tower of Waters, and yeah, this is really where Malamar is gross.
Yeah, yes.
Because I'm able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can knock out 9 times 4. That's 360 to knock out pretty much anything in the game.
Yes, that would be enough to knock out
So
literally
that gets me
everything.
one last prize card. It was close. Those Houndooms were pesky, especially game 2 more than any other game.
Yes. Well, there you go. That's Rapid Strike Malamar versus Single Strike Urshifu Umbreon. Some close games, you know. That's kind of the sign of a good matchup or a close matchup is who goes first versus. I mean, let me rephrase. This format is very much who goes first, but you know, it's very easy for one thing to go wrong, and next thing you know, you're losing a matchup that you could have won.
I totally agree with you there.
All right. Well, Zach, thank you so much for joining us today. I really do appreciate it. Is there anything you want to throw out there right before we head out?
I mean, no, I just appreciate the opportunity to be here. If anyone's, like you said, are the links in the description towards my YouTube channel. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the game, check it out there in the Shuffle Squad. I just started offering coaching on Manaphy. So if anyone liked the way that I play, by all means, check out my link at manaphy.gg/@ZachLesage. It's a great way to help support me as I try to make my own in the world of Pokemon.
There you have it. Well, Zach, again, thank you so much. And we will be talking very soon, I'm sure. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, found it a little informative. If you did, like I said, don't be afraid to subscribe, like, comment, share, all that kind of stuff. Tell YouTube this is a great video. Get other people to watch it. Go check out Dragon Shield and all the products they have to offer with the link in the video description. And, of course, Zach's channel and the Shuffle Squad, all that. down below. I can't say it enough. So that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.